In a standard draft, like you have usually in competitive Dota, two heroes are committed to the support role. One will play the semi-support, position 4, and the other one will play the hard support, position 5. We saw that there's the defensive kind, the aggressive kind, and the greedy kind. And if you pair them together, you will get the following combinations. You will have aggressive aggressive, which beats greedy greedy, which beats defensive defensive. Then we have defensive greedy, defensive aggressive, and aggressive greedy. Now we know all possible combinations of different support types. Let's talk a bit about the defensive and greedy setup. Against the single offlaner, this scenario works pretty well. The defensive support zones the offlaner, while the greedy support is pulling and getting his farm and XP. A big problem with the defensive and greedy setup is that aggressive tri-lanes with especially two aggressive supports are really dangerous, because they will contest your lane heavily, and especially the greedy support gets contested heavily. The gank potential of this lineup or this setup is also very limited, because you will have the defensive support rotating for the gank usually, because the greedy support farms, and the defensive support is usually not really good in setting up kills because he has no disable usually. If you want to run an aggressive tri-lane with the defensive and greedy setup, that's also the wrong approach. Because the greedy support wants to farm and not to contest. And while you contest, you won't get much XP because you have to share the XP with 3 players, and there's usually no pull camp, and that's just the wrong approach. You also have no setup for kills. The combination itself, defensive and greedy, is often run in like push heavy lineups or 2-core lineups. The greedy support usually benefits if you push towers, because you can use the gold really well, and the defensive support is used to sustain the push or to keep the push going. In that case, we have the Phoenix that needs level 6, and when he has level 6 it allows OG to teamfight way better. And you have the Dazzle that is there to sustain the push, because they have a Draw Ranger, a DK, a Dragon Knight and Draw Ranger. So their goal is get through the laning stage, and then they want to push as 5. And the Phoenix will provide a Supernova if he hits 6, so they can teamfight with it. And the Dazzle will stay behind, and if a fight breaks loose, he tries to sustain. Or he stays behind his team while they siege the tower, and he heals and heals and heals. The problem is, as I just said, they can contest it, or you can contest this support too easily with an aggressive tri-lane. And in the background you can see Team Liquid against OG. Team Liquid runs 2 aggressive supports with Venge and Earth Spirit, and they just contest the top lane. And this will deny the farm and XP Phoenix wants, and they will shut down the lane entirely. As you can see, they already found like a lot of kills on the Earth Spirit, also on the Darkseer, because they ran the aggressive tri-lane, and this will result in a quick loss if we go a bit into the later stages of the game. I said OG wants to push, they never could push because the top lane got stomped too much. As you can see, the Darkseer is already 6, 1 and 3. The aggressive support from Liquid is 1, 1 and 9, and even the Venge is 1, 2 and 4.